Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Are we live? Check 1 2 1 2. I believe we are live. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and I know I'm late, but this is the Philly Tall Podcast. Shout out to Notification Gang in the building. I see y'all, Dev, CRC, Israel, Trey, Football 11, Danny D, Dontello, Dragon, Daniel, Belfield, Dave, Andrew. Shout out to everybody in the building. But before we get into it, we got to play the intro.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on? Like I said, it's your boy Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. Do me a favor, if you're watching this now or on the rerun, hit that like button. Y'all been killing it. Subscribe and ding that bell so you could be like one of the names I already rattled off. We got a couple more in here. King DV, Juan, Keon, Sky, R, K, Enormous. Some of the names I can't even read, but shout out to Notification Gang. Eagles did not practice today, but we got back-to-back practices Thursday and Friday. What better way to get to your weekend with back-to-back practices, padded practice, where iron sharpens iron? We already see Smitty go against Slay. We've seen A.J. Brown go against James Bradbury. Some good competition, but there's stuff we got to talk about. Again, this team is trying to get back to their ultimate goal, but I like the mindset. They know they got to go day by day, week by week, practice by practice, game by game. But did you guys see the drone hovering? I think Dan Zangaro, beat writer, was the first one to report it. Like, there was a drone, and the crazy thing is this. Who's our week one opponent? Who's the week one opponent? Bill Belichick, and there happens to be a drone above our practice. I think it was Dave Zangaro, the one that reported it. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a lot to talk about. Again, practice, first padded one, and it was a good one for sure. We saw a lot of competition out there. You know, guys out there trying to get the starting job. We heard today, or there's been reports, I should say, that Sidney Brown jumped up the depth chart, according to Jeff Kerr out of CBS. Don't think he's starting, of course. Rotation has been what the Eagles have been going with so far for safety. The one constant has been UDFA second-year guy Reed Blankenship. I would have thought that Terrell Edmonds would have been the constant. Kavon Wallace, who you saw there, has been playing up the par, so we're going to see where everything goes, including the running back position. DeAndre Swift, they've been using him as a weapon for sure. I did wanted to show y'all this yesterday. I didn't get to do it, but it's nothing. It's literally pass and catch. But I like that even when they're just running practice catches, they're getting Swift ready for motion, whether it's out the backfield to the slot, whether it's the slot to the backfield. Motion is involved. Look at Swift spread out wide, motion him in, and he's going to take a little slant across. But at the end of the day, when you motion your guy over there, the guy being DeAndre Swift, who's going to follow? Is it a safety? Is it a linebacker? Are they in man? Are they in zone? Jalen Hurts, who is a true triple threat, said it today. Peter King asked him about his game and what he's worked on. Listen, again, who are the two athletes he compared himself to? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. He said it's a different sport. He understands that. But what do they do in the offseason? They attack their strengths to get even better at their strengths, and they make sure their weaknesses ain't just good. They try to get their weaknesses to be other strengths. So we're not just talking about fixing the weaknesses. We're talking about making the weakness one of our strengths. And this is what he told Peter King. I've always been a unique player, but I'm really embracing the rarity of being a true triple threat, throwing, running, and the mind. For a long time, they said guys like me couldn't think, they couldn't process, so I'm trying to put that to sleep. And again, his process has been next level. That's the one thing that a lot of people are reporting, right? Dallas Goedert to some beat writers. A.J. Brown has said it, Devontae Smith, that he's getting the ball out even faster, going through his process quicker. The snap on the ball is there, but it's not just the velocity he's throwing it. He's throwing it ahead of schedule, diagnosing exactly what the defense is giving him and taking it. Now, again, it's our defense. Could Nick Sirianni be putting the offense in favorable situations? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But at the end of the day, the process in which Jalen Hurts gets the ball at his hand fast, slow, second read, third read, first read, audible, change it up, motion, has been looking crisp. And again, I totally agree with him as it pertains to you got some good throwers and some good runners, but they're not the best at audible in the play, processing things, changing things up. And again, decision-making. Barely turns the ball over. Got to keep that. We understand, but the NFL, look, Josh Allen is considered a really good quarterback, right? Guys like Dak Prescott, who put up numbers last year, put up a lot of numbers in the turnover department. Turning the ball over hinders the team. We felt it in the Super Bowl. That didn't kill us, but I felt it. We felt it. And so Jalen Hurts protecting the ball is key for sure, and that's part of what he's going through. Not just protecting the ball because he's been doing that, but just the process, decision-making, that can always take a step up, right? His mechanics look sharp. He's been one of the best deep ball throwers in the game going off of last year. You got to continue this, right? Consistency is how you survive and what makes you a great NFL player. Shout out to my guy Brian Weeks with the $2 super chat. E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O! Sorry, guys, I'm a little all over the place and a little crazy because I literally was going 60 and a 45. It wasn't even highway, but I was flying from where I was at to get home to make sure I made it for this live stream. Brian Weeks with the $2 super chat. Hey, Philly Mike, who's going to lose their spot? What spot we're talking about? You know, the running back spot has competition for exactly how many carries are going to be divvied out to which running back, what role they're going to play. Safety spot, corner. Who is the legit backup corner? When Avonte Maddox wasn't healthy, who came in for Maddox right away? Mario Goodrich. Who played after Darius Slay? Josh Jobe. Where does Eli Ricks fit in? What spot we talking about? But if we're going safety, I think week one we see Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship. I wholeheartedly believe we see Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship. I do think you might see some Kevon Wallace, some Cindy Brown, because we saw our first version with the second team of the three safety looks, big nickel, as they like to call it. K-Mom said Peter King can go cover the Giants. Isn't he a New York guy? Ain't he supposed to be in New York? He does be in New York a lot. Peter King, hey, the interview was good. He didn't really press him on anything. I like this a lot from Jalen Hurts right here, right? And this just shows it's revenge for real. So we all know the rookies were doing their annual singing contest or talent show, whatever you want to call it, right? The veterans get to watch the rookies sing a song and they laugh and joke. And this picture right here was only taken because they were trying to capture Ty Zenter, the UDFA punter, while he sung his song. And I believe it was Brandon Graham or somebody tried to take a video and or a picture of the rookie singing, and they saw Jalen Hurts on their phone. Now, because Eagle fans are ride or die fans, somebody took that picture off IG, put it on Twitter, and blew it up to where you can see 736 and Jalen Hurts' screensaver is him walking in the Kansas City Chiefs confetti, right? That right there shows you he is determined He wants to see that every single day to understand that I don't want to feel like that ever again. However, Peter King asked him about it. And when he asked him about it, this is what Jalen Hurts said. I care not to comment on that. You guys wouldn't know if it was up to me. Meaning he's not doing this to look cool. He's not doing this to impress you or me. It's who he is and how he motivates. It's self-motivation. That is something Michael Jordan would have done. Kobe Bryant would have done. And again, who did he compare himself to in the offseason? How he wants to make his weaknesses turn into strengths and his strengths turn into even bigger strengths? Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Again, I love that mindset. We call that Mamba mentality, looking at your probably the worst moment in your professional career daily to motivate you to be even better. And again, he was really, really good in that game. Peter King talked about that as well. Jalen Hurts said it don't matter. That's cool. That's for y'all to talk about. He's just trying to get better by day. Shout out to V. Dickerson1 with the $2 super chat.
EAGLES Eagles!
My guy said, Eagles all the way, #1, and I got to co-sign that 100%. Again, Legatron, it was Legatron who took the pick. Yes, and I'm not sure who the rookie was. There was a rookie singing. Legatron took the pick. It was Ty Zenter that took the pick. And speaking of Ty Zenter, right? This kid, I mean, do we have it? Do I have it? Don't think I have it. I had it, but I don't have it anymore. He looks like he's going to get a fair chance to compete for the punter position is what I'm trying to say. Siposs has some mean shanks to end the season, and Legatron has looked good. For sure. So, that could be the new combo right there. Jake Elliott kicking field goals, Legatron, a.k.a., Ty Zenter, a.k.a. Legatron is what I'm trying to say. But yes, it was him who ended up taking the picture for sure. Let's talk about this, though. I know this is going to get Eagle Nation a little rowdy, right? Quez Watkins told Jeff Kerr and CBS, we in year 4. It's crunch time. Honestly, I'm in that mindset. I'm elite. I'm one of the ones you should be working with. Let me know your thoughts on Quez Watkins calling himself an elite wide receiver. And I know we all know that that's not true, right? But at the end of the day, you're an NFL player. You're not going to say you're not good. He even admitted in the same interview that he did have a bad year. He does got to be better. But I think he's going a little far to say I'm elite. Again, who really downplays who they are in front of the camera? But if that's the mindset he has to lock up third wide receiver spot, I ain't mad at it. And you're not going to get the volume. So catch the catches that are thrown your way, and I will be happy. You could be our elite third wide receiver, elite fourth pass catcher, but you really can't throw the word elite next to somebody who is number 4 or 3 on your list. Again, he's had that underdog mindset all off season. I'm going to prove you wrong. I feel like I'm elite. I can be elite. Well, listen, you got to show me now. Catch the balls that are thrown your way, and we'll figure the rest of it out, right? We'll figure the rest of it out. Eagle fan said, I thought Legatron was Elliott. I mean, Elliott, he got a boot. Jake the Snake Elliott got a boot for sure, but I don't know who, where, or how Ty Zenter got the nickname Legatron, but he does got a boot. Again, Legatron kicker, Legatron punter, 2 different positions. But Ty Zenter could kick kicks. So if Jake Elliott does go down, Ty Zenter can kick some field goals. Robbie said it's not true, but I'll take him having that mindset for sure. Good Vibe says, LOL, Quez elite. I guess he got to hype himself up, but prove it on the football field first. I'm with you. Have the mindset. Talk about proving the fan base wrong that thinks you shouldn't be in Philly anymore. But again, you got to catch the balls thrown to you because you're not going to get the opportunity that a Devontae Smith, a Dallas Goedert, or an A.J. Brown has. Again, Quez Watkins, catch the balls that are thrown your way. That's all we can really ask because Jalen Hurts is going to be targeting number 11 and number 6. Already, Slay ain't an easy person to beat in practice. You know what I mean? Smitty just putting in that work. I think the connection is going to be there. I really don't know who I think leads the team in catches, right? Because there's a couple categories for wide receiver, right? Who led in receptions? Who led in yards? Who led in touchdowns? I don't see Devontae Smith beating A.J. Brown in the touchdown category, although I think Smitty can get touchdowns for sure. A.J. Brown's a touchdown monster. He's had double digits multiple times. Coming off an 11 touchdown season, I see double digits once again. So I give A.J. Brown the nod as it pertains to touchdowns. But could Devontae Smith lead the Eagles in catches, receptions? Could he lead them in yards? Slim Reaper year 3, that's when he went off in Alabama. The route running is there. I mean, I haven't seen feet this quick in a probably ever, and it's just a little drill. I understand that. But the feet that we see in this drill, I mean, I feel like somebody fast-forwarded. I feel like somebody doctored it up and fast-forwarded it a little bit, but it's not true. He's just that quick, that nimble in and out of his breaks. Let me know in the comment section. Again, it's hard. I think we really do have a 1A, 1B situation at the wide receiver position. And so I ain't mad if Devontae beats him in yards or catches. I just don't see him beating him in touchdowns. And I'm not saying it's an automatic for Devontae because A.J. Brown ranked number 22 on the NFL top 100 list. That is our best ranking so far, right? A.J. Brown ranked 22. Jason Kelsey ranked 37. Lane Johnson ranked 41. I think Hasson Reddick ranked in the 50s. Slay in the 60s. Smitty at 100. I think that's the guys we have in here so far. Correct me if I am wrong.
EAGLES Eagles!
Shout out to my guy D Dragon with the $2 super chat. Don't forget about 88. I'm rocking Kelly Green. Yes, 88 is the third pass catcher on this team, not Quez Watkins. The best he can do is fourth. Dallas Goedert, if not injured, had an opportunity to close in on 1,000 yards himself. And so the dynamic is going to be interesting to say the least. Does Dallas Goedert get a bigger role in the red zone, right? Especially if we're not running Hurts as much. Does he eat in on A.J. Brown or some of Hurts' rushing touchdowns? Dallas Goedert is a known deep threat as it pertains to tight ends in the league. He got yards after the catch galore. He was our lead screen player. Out of the HB screen, the wide receiver screen, and the tight end screen, the most successful one with the Eagles was Dallas Goedert. That's because he got that stiff arm. He got that upper body strength. He got that run right through you strength. It's good to see it for sure. It's good to see it. How many of you guys are worried about Nakobe Dean, right? We've heard some good things. The good things we heard is that the communication is well. He's vocal. He's getting the calls in, getting people situated right. But we haven't heard Nakobe Dean with a big hit. Nakobe Dean with a tackle for loss. Nakobe Dean with an interception or a sack. We haven't heard the extra on Nakobe Dean, but we also haven't heard Nakobe Dean gets beat across the middle by Dallas Goedert. He gets beat across the middle. Nakobe Dean misses the tackle. We haven't heard no bad. Haven't heard any turnover-worthy plays or loss of yardage plays, but we did hear Desai. We did hear Bradbury. We heard Nolan Smith all talked about, hey, this guy is getting the calls in on time. He's doing what he got to do. Let me know in the comment section, what is your level of concern or level of excitement for Nakobe Dean as we listen to what Nolan Smith said if he didn't catch yesterday's video.
Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, man. My dog been ready. He been doing this since day one. I ain't worrying about that. I'm ready to follow him. People talking about he been the signal caller at Georgia for 3 years in a row, and I know how hard Coach Smart is on him, and I know what he expect from himself. You know, certain people hold themselves to a high standard, man, and he's an engineering major. So if you think his brain is worried about something like this, it ain't. And so I just say, man, when you a high standard person and hold yourself to a high standard, you know, people will follow behind you every day, and that's what N'Kobe is for me.
Yeah. Again, you don't got to get ready if you're already ready. Nolan Smith said he ready to follow N'Kobe Dean. And again, I think that when you do not hear reports of the linebacker who, again, if you look at this defense, the linebacker position could be the weakest link, whether you talk about N'Kobe Dean and Christian Ellis, N'Kobe Dean and Nicholas Morrow. That has been the rotation. One day it's Nicholas Morrow alongside of N'Kobe Dean. The next day it's Christian Ellis. However, this Eagles offense ain't solely attacking N'Kobe Dean and the linebackers. So I'm saying, like, yeah, he might not have an interception in the first 3 to 4 practice or a tackle for loss, but at the end of the day, I feel like he is doing exactly what a linebacker is supposed to do. Don't let nobody go up the middle. Don't let nobody do this. You know, drop back into your zones. Secure the middle of the field, right? He don't got to be, wreaking havoc all over the place, Hall of Fame level, but I do have the utmost confidence in N'Kobe Dean, and I do think that the way these guys are talking about his vocal leadership, the command of the defense, getting guys in right away, that he is doing rather well. Show Enough said the locker room is tight. I agree. Cal Bundy said Philly media trying to trick us with the unknowns. At times I feel that way as well, right? Like certain beat writers have a different spin to exactly what happened. We're going to have Dave Spadero on the channel soon. I was talking to him yesterday on the phone. Got to work out some things, but, you know, at least Dave Spadero I can actually talk to on the phone via text message and here on the podcast with you guys, so where I can get some of the, you know, things that I get twisted up about, like, okay, someone said like this and like that. It was the best play. This was the best play. This one was close. This one wasn't close. So I can get a little bit more of a feel what's going on. And again, we're all going to see August 6th, right? When it's that open practice at the link. Make sure y'all there. You're going to get to see it then. You're going to get to see more in joint practices because the Eagles will post joint practices for the simple fact that the other team's going to be allowed to record. So at that point, we're allowed to record. So we'll see joint practices. We'll see preseason, of course, and we'll see the open practice. And we'll see the Eagles 17 weeks doing what we did majority of the time last year. Jung Money said Eagles are going to pick apart the NFL like Terrence Crawford picked apart Spence. Yo, that was crazy, man. He did pick him apart. Let me get your take on this real quick. You know, because people are coming for me on Twitter. I know Twitter's called X now, but follow your boy at Philly_Mike25. I posted a clip yesterday early of Dak Prescott getting called out by Trayvon Diggs. And yo, Cowboy fans are like, this guy's never played sports if he thinks that's really bad and blah, 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 blah. It's funny, though. So, like, I wasn't even going to talk about it on the show, but because they're still coming at me, a lot of Eagle fans are defending. And you know the battle on Twitter, so I'm not even mad at it. But for those who haven't heard it, let me get it. Let me pull it up. Where's Twitter? See, I'm totally not organized today. I had to race home doing 60 in a 40-mile zone to get here. I was 5 minutes late, and I wasn't ready at all. And I can't even find Twitter. Where's Twitter? Oh, there it is. All right, boom. So I have up A.J. Brown, number 22 on the NFL Top 100. Well-deserved A.J. Brown, who did that to James Bradbury in the practice. But look, here we go. Now, This is all I said, and of course I knew it was going to rattle Cowboy fans. I didn't disrespect nobody myself, right? I said Cowboy fans want Eagle fans to put some respect on Dak Prescott. Meanwhile, Diggs is telling him to shut his bleep ass up, right? I'm going to play it a couple times. It's only a 6-second clip. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. And again, I understand that trash talking happens, but it's normally DB and wide receiver, linebacker and running back, O-line and D-line, right? Or if somebody's yelling at somebody, it's the quarterback yelling at somebody else. Franchise quarterback, top 10 quarterbacks don't normally have DBs in their face yelling that. And I understand he could not mean it. I'm not here to say Trayvon Diggs hates him, but that's funny. That's funny. And at the end of the day, he just straight walked up to him and said, "Shut your bitch ass." I love it. All I know is there ain't nobody on the Eagles defense that's walking up to Jalen Hurts saying that off of GP respect. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts, sole leader of the locker room. That junk funny. Pause. If I didn't say anything. I was going to put it the whole screen, but I'm like, you know what? Nah, but look, for those, hold on, let me show y'all real quick before we get back to the regular scheduled program. Yo, look. That junk has 258 retweets, 221 quote tweets, 1,830 likes, 89 bookmarks. And if I go back, it got 201 comments. 201 comments. So when I tell you the Cowboy fans, and this, I put this out last night at what time? I put this out last night at 6:59. It is over 24 hours. Over 24 hours. And I'm still getting brand new comments and brand new quote tweets. Cowboys fans like, this guy's never played a day of football or nothing. He don't know that this is just team building and competition, and they ate dinner together last night. They're best friends. I don't care if they're friends. I'm just saying that your boy who just got $100 million is disrespecting your quarterback. I love it. Why they gotta do him like that? I don't know. Let's get back to the Eagles talk, though. All right. Hungry Dog said no words needed. I'm with you. Good vibes said they punked them. That's crazy. I love it. Once again, shout out to A.J. Brown for making the top 25 players in the NFL. I think Kelsey could have been a little lower, too, at 37. I don't think there's 36 players better than Jason Kelsey. But for the people just coming in here, we talked a little bit about what Jalen Hurts said, right? Talked about how Jalen Hurts is unique, right? I've always been a unique player, but I'm really embracing the rarity of being a true triple threat. Throwing, running, and mine. For a long time, they said guys like me couldn't think or process, so I'm trying to put that narrative to sleep. He comes out saying that to Peter King. We've seen that he had the lock screen of his phone as him walking in the confetti of the Super Bowl, and then he told Peter King, I care not to comment on that, because Peter King was like, why do you have that? I don't want to comment on that. You guys wouldn't know it if it was up to me, meaning he's not doing this for the publicity. He's doing it because he's just that type of dude. Looking at his darkest moment to get to his best moment in his NFL career. He also talked in the Peter King interview. Peter King said that Nick Sirianni sometimes sits into the quarterback meetings and he doesn't feel like he's listening to a quarterback talk. When he hears Jalen Hurts talks about X and O's, diagnosing the defense, what they're looking at, what they should do. He says Jalen Hurts sounds like a coach. Mind you, Jalen Hurts, a coach's son. A coach's son. Been playing ball for a while. Prides himself on processing the game, and we've seen that throughout the season. Audibles, checkdowns, not checkdowns, audible, check out of this, check into this. Say, I ain't running the ball, I'm going to go deep. Working with A.J. Brown, you know, communication. Washington game, there's a clip on Twitter floating around. I wish I could pull it up. Literally. Checks out of whatever he got to do, tells A.J. Brown to run the slam, boom, touchdown against Washington early in the season. You know what I mean? Decision-making is one of Jalen Hurts' best strengths, and it doesn't get talked about, right? We talk about all the quarterbacks that throw interceptions. Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, right? Daniel Jones, he used to fumble a lot. We talk about all the people who turn the ball over and how it's so bad. Well, we got to praise the people who take care of the ball because it's important. So Jalen Hurts is having his best camp as it pertains to just getting the ball out quicker, processing, accurate as all heck. When you got guys like Elliott Shore-Parks who really was a non-believer last year, tweeting elite accuracy, you know Jalen Hurts is coming into this camp as hungry as possible, ready to work, and you can see it. And again, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, all making it easy on him because they're dominant themselves. A.J. Brown, just yesterday in camp, right, caught a 15-yard pass. Elliott Shore-Parks said, you can really see the chemistry. Then later in the 11-on-11 period, Jalen Hurts with a perfect pass for a touchdown, 40-plus yards to A.J. Brown over the middle, beating Bradbury. Then you see Smitty coming in here, right? Jalen Hurts on the run finds Devontae Smith about 20 yards down the field, led him perfectly over the middle to the sideline. And in the first play in the red zone, he goes to Devontae Smith for a 3-yard touchdown. The crazy thing is you got A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, all people who can get the ball in the red zone. And we're going to Slim Reaper. I like that. Get him involved inside the 5. Black Smooth said Hurts is destined for this moment. I totally agree. Football 11 said, peace, Mike. Hey, shout out to you. Appreciate you for coming through. Chung Money said 40 whiners. Oh, yeah, they up in here talking. They always find a way in here. Jack. Oh, yeah. We got Cowboy fans in here as well. Probably upset. Emily said Dak is the most overrated quarterback. I hear you. Clifford said Hurts will finish his career as a top 5 quarterback of all time. Now, that is some crazy. Hey, look. I wouldn't put it past him. That's huge, though. I'm worried about 2023, but I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Cal Bundy said ESP giving out jersey tips, but was wearing a jersey with a polo collar, man. SB's funny. And I do look at a lot of his tweets for training camp because if anybody's going to give you a negative spin, it's Elliott Shore-Parks. He loves being negative. So when he has to say elite and great throw, and this is his best camp, and Jalen Hurts looks like he's on fire, when he says that, I'm like, that's almost like Dan Sileo having to give Jalen Hurts credit. They have to do it, but they hate it. Ryan Rowe, what's up with you? Said Jalen Hurts getting the ball out quicker and progressing as the passer. There's always going to be opportunity to enhance his game, right? He talked about being a triple threat. The mind is always going to learn new things, see new coverages, hear that, see that. I've been here, I've done that. His athleticism is going to be there as long as he's youthful and healthy. And the throwing can always get a little bit better. Work on your lower body, mirror match, do all that good stuff that he's done from 2021 season to the 2022, and then elevated a step higher going into 2023. Let me ask y'all, what are some of y'all favorite? what are some of y'all favorite storylines? I want to hear from y'all, and then we're going to talk some different storylines. We talked Hasson Reddick in the beginning, talked Jalen Hurts, talked Quez Watkins, talked about Dak Prescott, the running backs. Give me some of y'all favorite storylines, right? We had 4 training camp practices, 3 without the pads, 1 with the pads. What are your best training camp storylines so we can go over that? I can give you my take on some of your storylines. I can hear from you. You can let me know some of y'all favorite storylines because we did hit the 35-minute mark. So the last 25 minutes till we get to that hour, I want to know what y'all rocking with as it pertains to storylines to start the Eagles training camp. We got a super chat, though, from Bunny and Clyde Entertainment. Shout out to y'all with the $2 super chat.
EAGLES Eagles!
They dropped the super sticker #1 in the chat with a couple balloons and hearts. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. $2 super chat from Bunny and Clyde Entertainment. We got 300 people in the chat, only 94 likes. Do me a favor. I know we got some MVPs in the chat. I'm going to play the roots. I'm going to play the flowers. Let's get it to at least 150 likes real quick. If half of you hit it, we got it. And then I want to hear y'all storylines, and I want to discuss them with you.
Keep that roots going, baby! Roots go 3! 1, 2, 3, roots!
You already know the roots and the flowers come in handy, especially during the game. For those who are new, the OGs, like Cal Bundy and Jolo and Eagles fan, y'all been here during the games.
Flowers everywhere!
We love the flower girl. 116 on the like button, almost to that 150. Let's keep going. Appreciate the love. You got to love the work Nolan Smith has been putting in. Facts. Nolan, man, he just sounds ready. He looks ready. Didn't hear too much in camp, in last camp with the pads on, besides him beating UDFA rookie and Chin Okafor off the edge 101. Just kind of just blew right by him. It was almost like Okafor was like, where did this guy even go? And so the speed has been that big element that stands out, right? You know he got the speed, the power, can stop the run. He's bigger than people give him credit for. But when the beat writers write about Nolan Smith, they just simply go right to his burst, his get-off, the fact that they haven't seen somebody get off the line of scrimmage like he does, his speed around the corner to bend. And that's what Hasson Reddick pretty much gave him props for. His bend, his electricness, the way he soaks everything up, he asks questions. Hasson Reddick simply said, right, he said a lot of good things about Nolan Smith, and rightfully so, because Nolan Smith has been showing out every single day at camp. But the last thing he finished with was simply this. Hasson Reddick on Nolan Smith. He has greatness ahead of him. Greatness ahead of him. And I totally agree. Nolan Smith has been showing exactly why he shouldn't have been there at 30, but why I'm glad we got him there at 30. Kevon Wallace with an interception on Marcus Mariota in the middle. He has been getting some spot starts, right? Again, the only constant at safety has been Reed Blankenship. A lot of guys have got rotated in. Terrell Edmonds, Sidney Brown, Justin Evans, Kevon Wallace. But the one guy who's been locked in as a starter every single day, all 4 days, has been Blankenship. What is y'all take on that? I think by week 1, we're going to see Reed Blankenship and Terrell Edmonds. That is what I believe we'll see by week 1. Sidney Brown could notch more time in the 3 safety look or starting position later in the season, but I think week 1 is going to be Terrell Edmonds and Blankenship. I think that a guy like Kevon Wallace can knock out more time too if he continues the growth in which we've seen, right? I think he played better to end the season last year, and now he's having a good training camp, like a Christian Ellis, right? These are the guys that are trying to put their stuff together to get PT. Shout out to my guy, the Philly Ace 34 with a $5 banger.
EAGLES Eagles!
My guy, Philly Mike, we going back to the Super Bowl, barring any misfortune. If our RBs do what Blunt and Ajayi did in 17, also with Hurts improving, we'll be right back in the big game. I like that, the Philly A's. Yes, the running backs are going to have to contribute, right? We got to the Super Bowl in 17 with the running backs being a big part. Was Carson Wentz slinging a rock? Yes, Carson Wentz was slinging the rock. Was Jalen Hurts slinging a rock in 2022? Yes, Jalen Hurts was slinging the rock 100%, and he's going to continue to sling the rock to guys like Smitty and A.J. Brown. However, Miles Sanders was top 5 in rushing. We had 1,300 yards the year we went to the Super Bowl, right? Miles Sanders does not help through the air like a DeAndre Swift will, right? DeAndre Swift shows you that he has the ability to play in the slot, play outside, motion to the back, motion to the front, catch slants, right? DeAndre Swift gives you that ability. But 1,300 rushing yards for Miles Sanders was part of how the Eagles got to the Super Bowl. And I think we're going to need a combination of 1,300, 1,200 around that from these running backs, DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Kenny Gainwell. We're going to need about 1,300, give or take 100 or two, with Jalen Hurts' high-flying passing game and blah, 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 to still continue what we know we have. So I agree. We might not see it from one person because I think it's going to be a true rotation, a true committee, but we got the talent on the team to get it done. For sure, especially in all the different aspects. You got the brute, got the scat back, and you got the catching back. You got all three. All three to be dominant. Got to stay healthy. Shout out to Fly Eagle 17 with the $5 banger.
EAGLES Eagle!
My guy said, what's good, Mike? Anyone know if all jerseys come in that box? Also, training camp has been lit. Our iron is sharpening iron, and it's on another level. Yes, I love it. Especially since the pads got on. I like the little bit of tweets we got to see and a little bit of video we got to see with the pads on. Just seeing the Eagles in pads makes me think Smash Mouth, Philadelphia football, although we could be high flying as well. I do not know if all the Kelly Green jerseys come in a box. Chat, let Fly Eagle 17 know if they all come in a box like that, because if it do, you better save that. Don't throw that away. That's classic, nice stuff. However, man, yeah, iron sharpens iron for sure. And although we seen, I just played it, Devontae Smith catch a deep ball, just watching everybody come out in pads is good. You heard them, right? Lane, BG, Jordan Davis, they all talked about how good it feels to get the pads on. That's when they feel like football legitly starts. Blankenship said he plays better with the pads. He don't feel right without him, and he's a hitter, so of course he's going to feel better there. Slay felt good. Bradbury, a lot of good opinions on how everybody looks together at their first padded practice. And we're going to see back-to-back padded practices Thursday and Friday. The best way to start a weekend is back-to-back practices from the Philadelphia Eagles. I love it. Rome Robinson said, can we sign Foles, please? Mariota has been throwing a pick of practice, right? He on that Dak Prescott Jr. stuff. Interesting to say the least. Bunny and Clyde said, we got this world's greatest team, bro. I'm with it. Frederick said running backs has to be better blockers, pass blockers. Yes, that's one thing that Kenny G said he got to work on. Dang, my throat was killing me. When the media asked Kenny G what was one thing he felt he had to work on in this game, it was his pass blocking. So, yeah, I think the combination of running backs we have don't really bode well for pass blocking. Rashad Penny should be able to do a little bit of that, but we'll see. Bo Bruce said, should Sermon make the roster? I think he's proven he should make the roster with all reports that have surfaced on him. However, it's going to be tough. again, when you look at the D tackle position, it's not about if you're good or bad. It's about how deep it is. The running back position, how deep it is. You might be good, but might not make it just off of how deep it is. Said, is he going to be an issue if we had... Wait, we got to be real. He's not good. I don't know who we're talking about. Who's not good? Eagles 1985 says Swift hits the hole quick. So does Kenneth Gainwell. Kristen said, I think they're practicing 2 days in a row, tomorrow and Friday. Yes, that is the best way to send us off to the weekend. Well, Friday is the weekend, but the practices are at 10 a.m. So Thursday work period, Friday work period. You get some Eagles in the morning, Eagles in the afternoon, 2 times in a row, and then it's a nice weekend in the summer. Couldn't ask for more. Couldn't ask for more. Linda said none of these other teams will be ready for those 30-yard DeAndre Swift wheel routes. It's going to kill other teams like having another wideout on the field. I totally agree. And that was something that opposing teams didn't have to game plan for in an already loaded offense, right? When last year, just pick a team, the Tennessee Titans, the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts, the Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys, when you had to game plan for the Eagles last year, it was like, all right, look, they're going to run the ball successfully between the running backs and Jalen Hurts. We got to prepare for that, right? Keep a linebacker in, make sure they spy Hurts. Watch for the RPO. We got to watch out for the deep ball because Quez can go deep at any time. Jalen Hurts has been accurate from the pocket, but they really haven't done anything short. So really, it was watch the run game, watch the deep ball, and watch medium, right? Middle of the field, not necessarily the middle of the field, right? Like the medium passes, the deep passes, the run game, and the Jalen Hurts runs. You really didn't have to look for a wheel route, which is a deep ball too, but it starts from behind. Like it starts from the backfield, I should say. That being said, the 5 and outs, curls, the in cuts from the running back position, this is a new element. And so if defenses have to start pressing up, if they have to get out of their quarters defense and play some cover 1 or cover 2 because we're killing them with little dump offs to Swift and Gainwell and maybe some hot routes from the slot via Brian Johnson, well, now you got 3 guys who can get deep. And honestly, if I had to rate all the tight ends, Dallas Goedert is top. Dallas Goedert's a top 5. I cannot talk today. Dallas Goedert is a top 5 tight end regardless, but he's a deep threat too. Smitty is a deep threat. A.J. Brown caught a deep ball in like 8 games this year, right? Titans, Steelers, Texans, Bears. He's caught the Super Bowl. So we have so many deep threats. We think Quez Watkins, the speedster, is our only deep threat, but everybody can go deep. Jalen Hurts can deliver it. Now you add a new dynamic, and that's why Swift is just such a big problem if it's utilized the way it's being talked about. 4 days of training camp, and all they keep doing is motioning this guy around, even on practice plays. Why have Swift start outside motion inside and run a slant? He's just doing that because he's getting used to it. Like, there's been reports that say the Eagles plan to use him as much, if not more, than the Lions used him. And the Lions used him in the passing game. Shout out to my guy, the Philly Ace 34, with a $5 super chat. Appreciate the love, my guy.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
He said, I know Hurts is getting injured is scary. If you had one reservation on Hurts, even though he has been a man on a mission since Super Bowl loss, do you see more passes? Yes. I would love to see more passes. You never can stop Jalen Hurts from running. It's a part of who he is. It's an instinct, and it's a skill set that he has that he does better than a lot of people, right? The design runs for short yardage pickup is when I want to see the Eagles fall back off of, right? 3rd and 2, RPO, Jalen Hurts takes it up the right side of the field and gets plowed by 2 guys. Don't need to see that. You got a multitude of running backs to kind of nip that in the bud. Quarterback sneak, I'm cool with. Jalen Hurts on 2nd and 7, drops back, looking left, looking right, takes off himself. I'm okay with. Because when Jalen Hurts takes off on a passing down, he's normally in open field. He normally understands the magnitude of how important he is. And so he slides or get out of bounds or falls down early. It's the design runs, I think, that we will see scaled back for sure. Jung Money with a $2 super chat, my guy.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagle!
He said, who do you think on the D-line will be doubled the most? That's interesting. I think when Jordan Davis is out there, you got to double him. Like, I understand that people might not fear him as a pass rusher just yet, but the only way he's not going to be able to get past or push the line back. And again, when you do a run play, the offensive line got to get an initial push. When that nose tackle and Jordan Davis gets behind the line of scrimmage, that takes the running back out of his steps, his route of where he wants to go. Sometimes it breaks the play up, and now it's a free-for-all run back there. So I think Jordan Davis, when he's on the line, is going to get double-teamed the most because how big he is, and I do believe he's doing everything in his power to get in great condition. But, man, you got a multitude of guys. Fletch is still a guy who needs to be double-teamed. They don't really double-team our ends in Sweat and Reddick, and that's why they both got double-digit sacks as well. I think our interior is still going to be the guys who command a double team. I think it's going to be Fletch, Fletch, Carter, and Davis. But I would have to go Davis when he's on the field. Fletch, I don't know which one of them are going to be on the field more. That is one of the things that we're not going to really find out from camp, but I can't wait, right? We can hear from camp that, Jalen Carter looks nice. Milton Williams looks nice. Fletch, Davis, conditioning, he feels good. Like, we're hearing all the good signs, but who is going to get more snaps? Week 1, week 2, it's all going to change by week. I think guys like Fletch will start with more snaps and kind of tail off as the young guys get in the groove. But by week 5, is Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis playing the bulk of the snaps? Is it split 50-50-50 with Davis, Carter, Fletch, and Milton? How much is Streets getting in? Or Tulopu? Or who's on the roster? That D tackle per game snaps is something I am very interested in. And again, when you got 4 guys that you really feel 100% comfortable being on the field, Milton Williams is the guy who I feel comfortable in, right? Like, we've seen him look like he's ready to wreck something. Hold up. Where is the picture? Looking like Aaron Donald Jr., and that's who he was compared to coming out of the, what do you call that? The combine, with his combine metrics and stuff. Aaron Donald's a legit guy. He got to show me on the field. But again, Milton Williams, I feel comfortable. If it's Milton and Fletch on the field, I'm not worried. And same with Carter and Davis. Carter and Fletch. Davis and Milton. Carter and Fletch, right? The combination, they're going to work. And here's the thing. The offensive line, every time the defensive line's out there, the offensive line, the opposing offensive line's out there. So in the 3rd and 4th quarter, when they're getting tired, when their right guard, their center, and their left guard has played 67 snaps, but Fletch is only on snap 31. Carter's on snap 29. Milton on snap 25. Davis on snap 29. They going to be conditioned, ready, hungry, and coming after the quarterback. And again, in today's game, a lot of quarterbacks roll out, but with the speed off the edge, especially our speed, Sweat is one of the faster defensive ends. Look at his get-off. He was 3rd in the NFL in get-off. That matters. He beats tackles off the line of scrimmage. Nolan Smith has been known this whole camp for his speed, and same with Hasson Reddick. So when the ends get up the field, the only way for the quarterback to gain a little bit of time to make the pass is to step up. So when you combine speed off the edge with an interior pass rush that's always going to be not tired, that's going to be fresh, always going to be fresh, it's a problem. And again, we're going to see in joint practices. We're going to see on August 6th when we can actually watch the training camp. Man, is this defensive line really beating up the best O-line in the NFL? And that's going to make us feel more comfortable when we go to New England week 1. Who on their offensive line are we nervous about? But there's something we cannot get from training camp. We can see, whoa, Jalen Carter's that dude. Nolan Smith, he's going to be a problem. Reddick, about to have another year like last. Josh Sweat, Milton Williams taking another step. We can see that from training camp. But what we can't see is the snap count. What are the coaches' decisions? Who's going to earn more time? You got 2 first-round picks in the last 2 years. You got a third-round pick, and you got a first-round pick from a decade ago. Who's going to earn more time? That's a position that we're so happy with. We're not talking about the competition for snaps. They're all going to play. 2 of them are going to start. They're all going to play. But the competition for snaps is crazy. Shout out to my guy, Delicious Big Smooth. Pause. With the $5 super chat.
E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O!
Lordy. Rock the Artist, what's up with you? Philly Mike, you a Philly dog for real. Can you shout out my brother Austin? Keep grinding, Brody. Hey, shout out to Austin. Big Smooth. Big Smooth. Pause. His brother Austin, what's going on with you? Kristen said, you think we keep 7 corners? Cornerback is a position I think we will keep more at, right? Here's the thing. The Eagles always like to keep a lot of offensive linemen because we get them ready. Like, there's never really an offensive lineman, except for that year we were injured and we're signing guys off the practice squad and off the, waivers. We like to keep a lot of O linemen. I think you got to keep a lot of D linemen and then corner. I think if you skimp, you can skip at wide receiver because a guy like Britton Covey could be your punt returner / maybe he can play wide receiver if you're desperate. Corner you got to keep. You're deep. You got Slay, Bradbury, Maddox. That's your starters. Ringo, Greedy, who you signed, Zach McPherson, who you drafted. That's 6 right there. Then you got Job, Goodrich, Eli Ricks, Mekhi Garner. A lot. I think you got to keep 7. At least. Shout out to D Dragon with the $2 super chat, my guy. Appreciate you.
E-A-G-L-E-S-E-O!
He said we gonna spoil Brady's day. I love it, man. Yeah. Mac Jones, quarterback, Bill Belichick, coach. They might have had the drones over here looking at our practice. They ain't gonna get nothing from it. However, Tom Brady will be retiring his jersey. And I would love to spoil his day for real. Once again, shout out to everybody who's in the building. 314 in the chat. Let's get it to 200 likes. Can we get it to 200 likes? That's 47 more on the like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. Literally, your boy almost got a speeding ticket. Going 60 and a 40 for like 20 minutes straight. That's not that fast, but I try to follow the rules. Like 60-something in the 40-mile-per-hour lane trying to get home. I was 5 minutes late. I can't even speak today. But we out here doing this. Let's see if we can get them 40 more likes. What's going on, Diego? Cal Bunny said, man, I just can't wait for the season. 39 days to start. So Kobe can shut up the haters. Yeah. Especially as it pertains to the ops, right? I think a lot of people who are not Eagle fans expect Nakobe Dean to be bad. And if you are covering the Eagles, that don't mean you're an Eagle fan. a la Dancilio. He expects Nakobe Dean to be bad. Like, I think a lot of the ops and or people who just got to talk Philly because it's their job don't think that Nakobe Dean is going to be who we thought he was. And I think he is. Linda say, you don't call no dang dude. Yeah, I hear you. But I mean, again, you don't really know what man or female in here. You're right. And it was Paul already. But Linda said Milton got 4 sacks on 38.7% of the snaps last year due to math. Exactly. 4 sacks on 38% of the snaps. Linda, if you can let me know, you probably, because I mean, you got Milton's snap percentage. I know BG's snap percentage was low. I want to say 47. 38% of the snaps to Milton Williams, 4 sacks. You love that from the D tackle position, especially because the Eagles asked him to stay home and stop the run. BG was 47% at the ripe old age of, I don't even know, but he's old. Still playing ball. 47% of the snaps, and he got 11 sacks or 10 sacks, 10 or 11 sacks, the most of his career. Aged like fine wine. Love it. Eagle Boy says, shout out to my South Carolina family in here, all Eagle fans. Shout out to South Carolina. Kay Carrington said, hey, Philly Mike, are you concerned about our safety position? No. I'm shocked that Terrell Edmonds is getting bounced out of the starting lineup as much as he is, right? I thought it would be Terrell Edmonds, Reed Blankenship. Then you would, rotate Cindy Brown in there, play some second team with Kevon Wallace and Justin Jacobs, Justin Evans. Meant to say. I am surprised we're rotating like that, but I'm not worried. I think Terrell Edmonds is going to be a lot better than people think. I still believe that wholeheartedly. Rome said, I'm so glad number 9 is retired in Philly. Yeah, man. Number 9's in our hearts for sure. Sean Mann said, what up? What up? What's going on? Kristen said, Jack Stahl or Tyree Jackson? Unpopular take, but I'm going to go Jack Stahl for the simple fact that he's old reliable to me. Not the best pass catcher, but he can definitely block. Where Tyree Jackson, I don't know how great of a blocker he is, but he's a playmaking style of tight end. 6'8", 6'7", go out there, catch contested passes. However, every year he's been hurt. And if you let go of a Stahl for Tyree, knock on wood, a couple weeks later, bang, bang, boom, boom. So for my third tight end position, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather go with the consistent play than the upside. There is a reason the Eagles have kept Tyree Jackson on the roster, because they kept saying to themselves, if and when he stays healthy, he's a gem. So I think the Eagles love Tyree Jackson. I think I would go Stahl because I'm a big Dan Arnold fan, and I think Dan Arnold gives you high upside as an all-around tight end for TAE2. Darius said Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith finish 1-2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Let's go. Well, all right. Let's play a little game. If the Eagles have a rookie that wins Defensive Player of the Year, as Darius Johnson said, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith finish 1-2. I'm not saying you got to say 1-2, but who do you think has the better chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter. You can base that on who you think is going to have more opportunities. You can base that on who you think is going to have better stats. You can base that on the fact that edge rushers have a better chance of getting sacks than D tackles. You can base that on whatever you want. Who has the better chance to get Defensive Rookie of the Year? JC, Jalen Carter, or NS, Nolan Smith? Shout out to my guy, Jung Money, with another super chat. I think that is his second or third.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
My guy said, who from the Birds past is Nakobe Dean like? You said Jeremiah Trotter. I don't know. Smaller again. Nakobe Dean is a smaller linebacker. Jeremiah, I don't think we don't normally get smaller linebackers. I'm gonna have to really look. I would like to see Nakobe play a little bit because we only really got his college tape. He was a missile though in college. I like what he was able to do against the Titans and some spot starts. High flyer on special teams, but I got to see a little bit more. But if he gives us Jeremiah Trotter, I'm happy. Kristen said counting on Wallace is crazy. What about Calcaterra? He's another one. Playmaking. I think, yeah, see, so Calcaterra would be I like Calcaterra. I like Tyree Jackson if he can stay healthy, too. If I had to pick one out of Jackson, Stahl, or Calcaterra, if it's for one game, Jackson. Multiple games? Well, if my game plan is heavy run, Stahl. Game plan heavy pass, Calcaterra. That's just the way I think of things. But, I mean, you can't just have him on the practice squad and switch him up and down. But the biggest upside is Tyree Jackson, even though Calcaterra does got some upside. All right, let's see what y'all said. JC, Nolan, JC, Smith, Jalen because of opportunities. Nobody. Witch King says Smith got to use more than just his speed to get in the backfield, though. I love Jalen Carter confidence. Football is a sport where you don't talk heavy unless you could back it up. I hear you. Robinson said Carter because of Hargrave's production. JB in the building. What's going on? Frederick said Nolan. So right now, I think there's a little bit more Jalen Carters based off for opportunity and the production he's going to be feeling for Hargrave, where Smith, his guy didn't leave. Like, ultimately, Hargrave left, leaving the door open for a D tackle. However, Davis is back. So, there could be a chance where week one, play one, Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter are on the bench for the very first play of the very first series of the very first game. But it won't take long at all. It will not take long at all. Rome said Carter because, oh yeah. Right there, my bad. Deuce said, where do you rank Devontae Smith amongst all receivers? I have him around 10. If somebody want to come on here and argue that he's 11 or 12 or 13, I'll argue back. I will. But I think in today's game, there's so many good wide receivers. I think there's about 15 to 16 wide receivers that are deserving of the top 10, but you can't put 16 inside top 10. But right now, on my list that I made in the offseason, I had him at number 10. The Slim Reaper. Jalen Hurts is the GOAT. Facts. Kristen said Lockett or Smitty. Smitty. Lockett or Smitty. I'm taking Smitty. No questions asked. No questions asked. Smitty could just do more. Lockett might be faster, but Smitty could just do more. Way more upside on Smitty. So, before we get up out of here, last couple things. What we got? An hour and 8 minutes. We'll probably go about an hour and 15. Let me know some of the other storylines. Again, we're talking day 1, 2, 3, 4. Brian Johnson, Sean Desai, Nick Sirianni. Give me any take that you want to discuss. Again, the first 35 minutes of the Philly Mike solo live stream is what I got to say. And again, we went over Jalen Hurts being unique. We went over Quez Watkins saying he's elite. We went over the revenge, confetti, lock screen, right? We talked about what AJ did. We went over some of the stuff we talked about on yesterday's video in case you missed it. First 35 minutes is me. Second 35 minutes is y'all. We just read off what you say and we discuss. The conversation goes however y'all like. Linda said, how you get Amon St. Brown? Oh, yeah, that hurt me. That hurt my soul. Amon Ross St. Brown at 67 and Smith at 100. Now, Moss, he's that guy who's fringe top 10. Fringe. Is he number 10? Is he number 15? Is he 16? That list is crazy, but nah, bro. You can't have them that far apart. Chill on that. Chill. Mookie said top 10 for sure. Marlo said Lockett was a burner, but hands not as good as Smitty. Facts. Eagle Boy says Smitty is all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes? I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Fitness Roofer, what's going on? He says Sidney Brown. Is that what you want to talk about? We did talk a little bit about Sidney Brown, how he's moved up on the depth chart. He has moved up on the depth chart, but he's still not linked. He's not inked in to be a starter so far day one. I think it's going to be Blankenship and Terrell Edmonds. Who knows by week 5, 6, 7, 8. But the Eagles are very high on Sidney Brown for sure, and he did move up the depth chart a little bit, probably over Justin Evans. Kevon Wallace is trying to get up the depth chart as well. Pete said it's time for a pizza party. And if Smitty's getting husky, get your popcorn ready. Oh, man, that's going to be crazy. A1 said sweaty, breakout season or no? Big time. Every single year, Josh Sweat has got better from when he was a rotation. Early in his career, 4 sacks as a rotation piece. Then he comes in again as a rotation piece, 6 sacks. Then he comes in to be not an exact starter, not a full-time starter, but a starter who gets rotated out a little bit more than your average starting defensive end. Then he gets 7.5 sacks. Then he comes out and he's the full-time starter and gets 11. So 4, 6, 7.5, 11. And he got 11 last year while missing some games. So I got Sweaty with 12, 13 plus. 12 or 13 plus sacks for Josh Sweat. Smoke that boy said if Sidney can start, he can creep in for that defensive rookie there. Woo! Cal Bundy says storyline. If you ever get caught, if you ever caught Gannon in traffic, how would you react? I mean, I have insurance, so. Say nah, but yo, I do have more hard feelings to him for the simple fact that after hearing all the reports and all the shenanigans that went on via that Super Bowl week, it's personal. Thomas said, Smitty or Djax, who will have a better career? Let me just say this. Smitty can have a legit career. So I'm not trying to downplay anything Deshaun Jackson did. I think Smitty is a more complete wide receiver. He can go deep. He can run the whole route tree. He can contest the catches. I mean, Djax over the shoulder is no joke. And people try to label Djax as just a burner, but he was more than that for sure. However, Djax, I think he has like second most 50-plus yard touchdowns. That's crazy. It's hard for me to just simply throw Djax away and say Smitty will have a better career, but he has the potential. He has the potential. It's a passing league. The rules are more favorable for receivers. Man, y'all trying to kill me today. Y'all trying to kill me. Lee said we going back. Quez, elite, please. Yeah, we had to call him out on that. Justin said, always bringing the fire content, brother. Love the grind. Keep up the fire work. Appreciate you, my guy. Jason said, who are you more excited to see, offense or defense this year? I'm more excited to see the defense because there's more of an unknown between the safety, the linebacker, and the different guys to rush the passer. There's going to be names we called that we didn't last year, right? When we look at the offense, it's going to be like, oh, Jalen Hurts did it again. Devontae Smith again. A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. We said that all last year. I'm still excited to see that. But this year, when we talk about the defense, it might be Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Terrell Edmonds, Reed, Cindy Brown. So I think there's going to be more unknowns, and so I'm more excited to figure that out. But the offense is going to put up. The offense is going to be a top 2, top 3 offense in the game. Top 2, top 3, especially when you add this factor. Jalen Hurts had the best deep ball in the NFL. We went deep a lot. We had some medium routes a lot. We didn't check the ball down. We didn't motion our guys in the backfield. We didn't run many slants, hot routes. It's all about a change. Fiction said, thoughts on who's better than Reddick? Top 2, and he's not 2? Yeah. I like what Reddick said. And I had some Reddick clips I was going to put on here to play. Like I've been playing some of this stuff like, blah, 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 N'Kobe Dean highlights. And
Stay ready.
Not that one. But like how I was doing that, but I kind of just, again, driving. I was late to the stream. But yeah, I like that he said that because Hasson Reddick came into the league with the Cardinals, with the Panthers, before the Eagles, and he got, he had some down years. Then he had 10 sacks and 11 sacks. He straight said that my name hasn't caught up to the production that I just did in 2022. And I totally agree with him. We listen to Hasson Reddick and we're like, that's that dude. Other people are like, well, really, is he? If they look at the stats, they're like, oh, snap. When did he do this? How did he do that? His name hasn't caught up to his production. But yes, if he's not in your top 5 as a football analyst, as Reddick said, you don't know football. Rome said Nelly would have caught that ball, that 16 drop. He said, I'm not even going to say his name. K-Mom said, fact, Heisman winners roll differently. Prior to Devontae Smith winning a Heisman, a wide receiver didn't win it since 1991. Philly Mike was born 1991. That was the last time somebody at the wide receiver position won it prior to Smitty. And again, look at Smitty's feet. Like, you don't really see anything faster than this. This is quickness. It's a standard drill. I understand that. But I feel like somebody's fast-forwarded it at the end. Somebody tampered with this. That's just the quickness of his feet, for real. Root in the soil, some more defensive turnovers would be nice. Yes, I like that for sure. How you get Micah Parsons ahead of Hasson Reddick when he had 10+ sacks on 3 different teams? That's 5 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. Yeah, man, in the Jags game, he forced a fumble and recovered it himself. That's dog mentality, right? That's beast mode right there. I agree. He wasn't a better pass rusher last year. He might have did more. He might have did different things. He might have been game plan for more because of the name, but he wasn't a better pure pass rusher. With that being said, look, we need 13 more likes. Do we got 13 MVPs in the chat? 13 MVPs to get it to 200 at a 270. Can we get it to 200? Now we got 10 more. Eagle 1985 said, thoughts on Zacchaeus? It's interesting. The one thing I thought was interesting before I go to him as a wide receiver is they talked about punt return order in training camp on day 4, and it was Britton Covey number 1, Greg Ward Jr. number 2, Olamide Zacchaeus number 3, and Quez Watkins 4. So if Olamide Zacchaeus, who has been losing the battle to Quez Watkins for wide receiver 3, if he can jump up this list, he's going to pass Greg Ward because Greg Ward's going to be on the practice squad. But if he can be a part of the return game, it's going to help him stay on the team. I think Quez is kind of locked in at number 3. He's not elite, but he's locked in at number 3. Zacchaeus got to keep fighting because I heard Ngakoue has been doing pretty good. And I know some people want Zacchaeus over Watkins. They prefer his style of play. We're going to see, but so far in 4 practices, there's still a lot to go. Right? We got more training camp. The pads just came on. Things can change when the pads come on for sure. Joint practices are going to open eyes in a whole different light. So Zacchaeus got a lot of time to recover, but he has not had that strong of a training camp thus far. Jay said, who's starting right guard? 4 practices, and every single time it has been Cam Jurgens as the starter thus far. Nick Sirianni didn't rule out a change. Tyler Steen keeps balling out. I heard Tyler Steen held his own in one-on-ones with pads against Jalen Carter, but 4 starts, 4 practices. Cam Jurgens is going to have to play bad the rest of training camp to lose that right guard position, which I doubt. Cal Bunny said Quez died for the ball for no reason. Y'all killing me with that. What if Oz is not bad, but Quez just really on a comeback? Hey, that could be. From my experience playing ball, if you think about making more plays and never being satisfied, then the plays you've made already, you're going to tap into a zone. Hey, he need to get into that mindset for sure. I think O is better than Watkins, said Eagle 1985. I ain't mad at that. You know, a lot of people are off the Watkins train. We're going to see. Look, I got a lot more live streams scheduled on this channel. We're going to have GOAT Talk every single week. Me and LB are going to try to find a day during the week for GOAT Talk, especially when football season comes. Because while we want to talk GOAT, the weekend is for actually watching the games. So GOAT Talk is going to be a day in a week. I have another podcast coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot more streams myself. For the OGs on the channel, y'all know how we do on game day. Crown Rizzy, get busy. You know what I mean? It's fun times coming up. For my new subs, man, they don't even know what they about to get themselves into. However, to be here early for the live streams, to get that text message when I upload, all you got to do is hit that bell. Notification gang in the building. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, we got a lot of stuff planned coming this year. We've been going for an hour and 20. I appreciate y'all. Got my guy jumping in at the very end, Bobby Bobinski, with the $2 donation.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagle!
Scumbag reporter asking Hasson about being underpaid. Yeah, they always try to get that story out, but guess how Hasson said it? He simply said, listen, that stuff will sort it out. I'm just trying to be the best version of Hasson Reddick that I can be. The best version. Kristen said, drunk Mike. Drunk? Nah, me? Never. Never. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a lot bit. It is what it is. I mean, great show. New here, fam. Hey, shout out to you, Eagles 1985. Subscribe because we do regular videos, 10 to 15 minutes long. We do live streams. We're going to be rocking out. And again, if you're new, you haven't seen the live play-by-plays. Ask some of the old heads up in here. Sposity Chop, Kristen, AC, Cody K, Fitness Roofer, Chiquita, Rome, Witch King. I recognize some of the other names, but I don't even know if they were here for that. But shout out to everybody building. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.